I've been a bit stressed out. A lot on my plate lately. Life, work, all that kind of shit. And when I get stressed out, I like to think about how far I've come. Um, I've shared bits and pieces of my story about how I was raised by my grandmother. My mom and dad both weren't there since I was like 1 year old. My mom kind of popped in and out of my life sometimes, but for the most part, she was dealing with her own issues with addiction and everything else, and my dad was just basically a fucking asshole. He didn't really have an excuse. I've since, in the last several years, I've after finding myself and loving myself, I realized, I forgave my mother completely, which is good. My father, though, no, he basically it's hard to get a second chance with me, and if I give it to you, you better not fuck it up. So if you do, you're done, and that's basically his story. Because as an adult, I gave him a second chance, and he fucking blew it, and that's unfortunate for him. And for me, it is what it is. Like, I cut people off all the time. Don't matter, blood, friend, lover, whatever. If I have to cut you out of my life, I have to cut you out. If it's for the best for me. But some of the shit that happened to me as a kid, a lot of people wouldn't want to live that life. I don't wish that life on my kids. And but at the same time, I wouldn't want to take it away, because then I wouldn't be the person I am. Because we're all products of nurture and nature. We're all products of our genetic code, what's hardwired into us, and then also our environment. And the way I see it is, your genetic code is basically all the possibilities of what you can be, and your environment can flip switches on that genetic code to bring out certain traits and things that would be otherwise dormant. So that it goes, your environment goes through and flips certain switches on, certain switches off. That's kind of my analogy for how that works. But I created the man I am today, and I'm a fucking mixed bag of fucking craziness sometimes. I have issues, like I have scars from everything, from living that street life to hustling and hypervigilance and everything else, right, that goes with that. But looking back through those eyes of when I was a kid, looking up to people I thought were like rich, I didn't even have a concept of what rich was. I didn't understand it. I mean, when you're raised off like a couple $100 a month and handouts and donations and food pantries and everything else, like, to anybody that got anything is rich in your eyes, like hood rich. So like to look through those eyes at myself now, I had no idea what this type of lifestyle entails. And it's true, if you're not independently wealthy, you're not fucking rich. Like, I get paid very well for what I do, and in many ways, I live a privileged life, but that was through a lot of hard work and fucking sheer determination to get to where I'm at. But by far, I'm not fucking rich. I'm not well off. Sometimes I'm barely comfortable. which is insane for the, where I'm at. Uh, it's partly because where I live. Living in California is not cheap. If I lived somewhere else, I could probably live the life of a king. But it is what it is. It's like this is where I made my career. This is how I got my career because where I'm at, and my roots are all here. One day I'll probably leave. I think about leaving all the time. But the point is that if I look through those, when I get stressed out, I think, damn, like shit's fucked up right now. Whatever it be. When I used to live closer to where I grew up, I would drive down East 14th and drive through San Leandro and Oakland, through all the spots I used to like do dirt at, and run the streets as a kid. And I even take my own kids, like when I lived out there, and even sometimes when I'm just visiting, I'll drive down East 14th just as a reminder. Just I'll drive by places I used to live or places I used to trap. We didn't call it trap back then, but just where I used to fucking grind and like hustle and do dirt and drive through those areas, because those memories are like scars. They're like embedded in my mind. So when I drive through, I'm like, all is good, all is fucking good, because seeing through those eyes at what I've become, it's a fucking dream come true. So when I get lost in my own shit right now, like I have to put it in perspective. I'm a self-made man. Like I made myself. I had to do all the work. I had to take out the student loans. I had to crank out all my fucking essays for college and fucking, everything else during my downtime from work. And a lot of times I went to school full-time and work full-time, Not all the time. Sometimes I work part-time, 32 hours a week versus more than 40. But, and then sometimes I didn't take a full load at school. Sometimes I take 3/4 load or whatever. But there, when I actually finished my BS, I was actually taking more than full time for a year straight just to knock it out. Like I was done like I wanted to. After I got my AA, I was just taking the classes that I needed to, finish for my degree. I basically took 17, 18, some whatever the max units I could take. Basically it was like full time plus 4 units usually, just to knock it out. And I still graduated cum laude, and I was working full time when I did that. It was a lot, it's a lot of work. Shit ain't easy, but I wouldn't trade it, even though I have student loans and shit, because I didn't have money to pay for college, and I see those fucking payments every fucking month, and I'm like, fuck, but, I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't do it myself. So, when I look through those eyes, I see accomplishment. Rather than when sometimes I look through these eyes and I'm like, fuck, I should be doing better. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I get down on myself because I am a perfectionist. I strive for perfection. I know perfection doesn't exist, but still I strive for it. I want to be, in everything that I do, everything that I take on, I want to be perfect at it. That's just me. That's how I am. That's how I'm driven. That's how I'm wired. It's never good enough. I'm never good enough, but putting in perspectives helps, especially when you came from where I came from. Just knowing that life, knowing how far bottom is, it's a fucking motivator, and it's a lens to look through other shit, and it helps. So I just wanted to share that. It was on my mind, and there might be some other people out there that can relate or are on the road up. And wherever you're at, you can always look back and be like, you know what, this is where I was before, this is where I am now. We just strive every day, baby steps. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm out.